What if everything you knew in Minecraft had changed? Chickens dropped TNT, rose bushes turned into redstone, and white carpet gave you ancient debris? I spent 42 days adventuring this random loot world, and you all emphatically asked me to finish to 100. So here we go. Day 43 kicks off with the realization that my villagers still have not had any babies yet. So I threw some more food at them, closed up the door, and the first sheep pen is starting to come together, but it still needs a roof and obviously some sheep. Uncle Juan helped me breed up the sheep a little bit more before I finally started getting them into their pens. With the first sheep in their pen and the dispenser stocked with shears, all I needed to do was install the storage system, and there we go, it's working. But I do have an issue. Because I use fences, sometimes the wool is falling outside of the collection area. I guess that's a problem for tomorrow, Animus J. I started building up the roof, and as I said, I want it to look like it's a giant mushroom, so I'm doing my best to mix up the textures with what we have, and I think it looks pretty good. I decided to dye 4 of the sheep blue, 2 of them lime green, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't dye these guys white. Maybe you can let me know in the comments why it wouldn't work. Issue number 2 with using fences is that the dispenser can't always reach both of the sheep depending on where they're standing. Because I have neither sand or glass, it's into the nether I go, down a very perilous path. Oh my goodness! Full of piglins, no! And hoglins, and just, well, death in general. Leave me be. Ah, there's more! Oh. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead! All gas, no brakes, it's back into the nether, running my tail off through the nether, trying to find my stuff, which eventually I did, and I picked up all of my stuff without losing anything, and exacted my revenge upon the hoglins.
One eternity later.
Back at full speed, I found exactly what I was looking for, a bastion. Well, more so the blackstone. You see, blackstone turns into sand, which of course melts into glass. I guess I could have just figured out where glass came from and went looking for that, but for whatever reason, this is what I did. After a while of collecting the sand, I ran out of storage space, so I started trying to catch some mangrove planks on fire so I could put it out in order to get concrete blocks in order to turn that into a shulker box. I was having a hard time, and I was very scared of dying again. Eventually, the piglins had decided I was alone by myself long enough, and so they sent a piglin brute to come and check on me. We played a nice game of Ring Around the Crafting Table until his buddy came along and ruined it. Oh my gosh, I'm dead, no! Dang it! I quickly returned to the scene of the crime and invited my piglin brute friend to play a game of The Floor is Lava. Unfortunately, yeah, I lost. No. I'm dead. Surely I'm dead. This is where I found out for the first time that bastions are actually all floating on lava. There's no blocks going down below. Kept breaking the blocks, trying to find a place that I could put down one in order to jump up, but they just are not there. No! What I should have done is gone under the lava in order to place a block, but I was in a panic. So a quick restock and it's back into the nether, across the Bridge of Doom, through the endless, perilous Crimson Forest. One more death bridge and we're back at the bastion. Gotten quite good at navigating to this place so far. I resolved my petty squabble with my piglin brute friend, just in time to realize all my stuff had, in fact, despawned. So I collected up some of the sand that I had originally came to get, fell in the lava again. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. Extra hearts. Okay, stay calm. But this time I had an ender pearl, and I kept my cool. Be calm. One ender pearl left. Please stop burning. Being sick and tired of the nether and playing childish games with the piglins, I took the safest way home possible and got through the nether portal to say hello to day 50. I started smelting my hard-earned sand into glass, and I went to check on the wool. Blue wool can turn into bone blocks to use for bone meal, and blue carpet can turn into iron blocks, which makes it a very productive farm. A villager breeder? still not actually a breeder. So I collected up a whole bunch more logs, got some better armor since I lost everything in the nether, and gathered up a bunch of comparators because I realized that comparators turn into blaze rods. I gathered up what little bamboo I had, turned it into blocks so that I could get as many ender pearls as I could to try to find the stronghold. Unfortunately though, it's not very many, and that is not enough pearls, and I need more bamboo. So unfortunately, it's back into the nether we go. But this time, we're looking for a warped forest, because the warped nylium and the twisting vines both have the ability to eventually give me ender pearls. Through my combined efforts, eventually I had enough and was satisfied. Took a very dangerous exit out. Not today, Barry. Not today. I really need to do something about how dangerous this is. Oh. Albeit a little bit crispy, I did manage to finally make it out of the nether and found myself on day 52 crafting up an ender chest and preparing to go to the stronghold. Which, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to break. I'm not gonna be able to break. We're gonna have to make 2 ender chests. And I started filling said ender chests with all kinds of things that I would need in a dragon fight or just kind of in general. Backup armor, backup bow and arrow, extra food, plenty of arrows. Of course, we're gonna need a water bucket. I've never used a respawn anchor. Do they work in the end? No, they work in the nether. Never mind. And the constant need for supplies was wearing on me. In this case, I'm trying to get obsidian from soul sand, but apparently I need silk touch on my shovel. So I was off to visit my very inefficient villager breeder. And still no babies. Must be something wrong with these guys. The next morning I put silk touch on my shovel, but I didn't have enough experience to put it on my pickaxe, so we'll have to sort that out later. But now I can break down my soul sand, turn it into shriekers, and I constantly seem to be losing my hoe. If only I could put loyalty on it so it always came back to me. The issue is, you can't put loyalty on a hoe. There's a life lesson hidden in there somewhere. I broke down the rest of the shriekers in order to get XP, even though I already had enough obsidian, and I also broke down the skulk that I had. I just want to get enough XP that I can put silk touch onto my pickaxe before I go to the end. Still a few levels short, I went and crafted up the only gray carpet I had, and broke it down to try to get more skulk. What I did not get was skulk. But I did get experience bottles, or bottles of enchanting rather. And now that I have enough levels to enchant my pickaxe with silk touch, I'm gonna completely forget about it and head straight to the stronghold. I know, I make you guys so proud sometimes. The ender pearls eventually led me to this body of water where I backtracked, dug down, and found the stronghold. The problem was, I didn't bring torches with me. Well, that's not entirely true. They're inside my end chest, and I completely forgot that they were there. At the same time, if I put my end chest down, I wouldn't be able to pick it back up again. So I crafted up some barrels, which broke down into jungle signs, and gave me some coal. There we go. Torches on the spot. Oh, it's the most roundabout way of doing things, but I got it done. I got it done. Aha, there we go. Let's make a couple more of those. Along the way, I discovered a geode where I found that the small crystals turn into gold, but the larger crystals are, well, a waste of time. Ah, here we go. Eventually I found the strongholds, and silverfish, well, they turn into iron. That gave me iron? No way. Oh, I could turn it into an iron farm? Because, you know, I don't already have a super OP wool farm that turns into iron blocks back at home. But I went ahead and filled in the rest of the portal, which meant crafting up a couple more Eyes of Ender, but fortunately, I brought spare stuff with me. Good thing I brought extras. Oh, and there's that coal that I was talking about earlier. The exact right amount. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, I'm so good. And on day 54, the end. Okay, just kidding. But it is the end, and it's a very perilous platform. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, are you kidding me? And step 1 of any dragon fight is, of course, to take out the end crystals. Taking these out. Nailed it. First try. First try. There we go. Got it. That one from here. Oh, a little higher. Oh no. No. What? I died so fast. Needless to say, it was not a flawless victory. But I was able to recollect my stuff, take out the last few crystals, and remember the 5 Ds of dodgeball. No. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge again. You jerk. Hey! I pillared all the way to the top of this obelisk because I thought for sure that the crystal was still up there. But when I got to the top, the loot table should have left the clock for me because it was a complete waste of time. Did I look at some endermen along the way? I feel like I probably did. So now all I gotta do is wait for her to perch and then smack her in the face a couple times. And the way I've found the easiest to do this is to just wait till she lands and then use an ender pearl to toss against a pedestal and then just go around and hit her from down below. But if you choose to do the fight without a pumpkin head on like I did, make sure to be careful where you're looking. Are they all after me? They're all after me. Did I look at every one of them? Oh, there's so many angry endermen. Oh no. Guys, I'm trying to fight the dragon right now. No! I was so close. Okay. Back in we go. Leave me alone, silverfish. Not now. I picked up all of my stuff right away, got situated, and right back into it, head to head with the dragon. Well, so to speak. But she sent me flying again. And again. Oh, what? What? Eventually I was able to get her. I did it. Oh, I'm dying though. I did it. Oh, that's so loud. Oh, it's so loud. And she dropped all of her XP along with a brown banner that turned into this. And I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to be able to tell me what this loot chest is from. And because the dragon egg counts as a falling entity, I was able to use a torch in order to break it and collect it up as is. Big win. I did not realize I had a bunch of coal in my shulker box. Oh, I'm such an idiot. It's now day 55 and time to head off into the remote islands so that I can try to find an elytra. I'm just hoping that an elytra is actually going to be there, because I honestly don't know if it will be or not. I've already seen a lot of end blocks, so I know what they turn into, but not all of them. Oh, what a beautiful way to get mangrove logs. As incredible as it would be to grow a farm out of this stuff back home, I don't know how to get the flowers in order to take any back home with me. So I guess I'll just have to come to the end in order to farm it. Oh, look at that. And that's a ship too. What are these guys gonna drop? Brown concrete, which turns into, come on, you knew it was coming. Something that I need a silk touch pickaxe to break. You knew it was coming. Did that make black glass? Oh! No. I put all this effort into running away from the Enderman and building a 3-block roof over me, and he wasn't even considerate enough to follow me all the way up. Oh, tinted glass. This whole silk touch thing is really kicking my butt. I'm just gonna admit it. Diamond? No way, diamonds from end rods. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that would be either suspicious sand or gravel. I just got really lucky getting a diamond on my first one. And go. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. Collect up the 2 potions of healing, and it's finally the moment of truth. Will there be an elytra when I turn around this corner? Oh, here we go. Is it? Close your stupid lid. It's there. Oh, yes. Get out of here. I don't even care about killing you. Just give me my elytra. Oh, yes. Pink glazed terracotta, nice. And more pink glazed terracotta. Which turns into gray concrete, and then turns into... Oh, wait. Wither skulls? Oh, nice. And I can't remember what this purple block is called, but it turned into purple wool, and that purple wool gave me seagrass. Which means I can finally go back and breed some turtles to find out what turtle eggs turn into. Having experienced pretty much everything the end had to offer, it was then time to head home. Can we coast all the way to our gate? Let's see if we can. There it is. There it is. Can I land it? Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Nope.
Oh, so close, so close. I'm not sure that I have any reason to go back to the end anytime soon, but it was a great adventure. Having returned home with a full inventory and several shulker boxes full of stuff as well, I figured it was finally time to get my storage a little bit organized. So I put item frames on every single chest, and I took one item out of each chest and put it on the front so I would know what was inside of it, at least generally. Which also gave me an opportunity to create new chests for things I wasn't currently storing, like coal. Not really sure what to do with this. I think it's supposed to be scaffolding. For some reason I have a ton of stone buttons. Oh, it turns into pink wool? Wait, is pink wool useful? Bamboo. Oh, that's why I put it in there, because it's scaffolding, which is, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I guess we can leave it in there. The next morning, I was working on all the outside chests that I had started when I first moved to this island. I removed all the valuable things from them, and then just broke down the chests and let everything despawn on the ground. And now that everything is organized, I think I can work on my armor again, try to get myself back into netherite, and hopefully get some good enchantments. So I gathered up a couple of the things that I know turn into OP items, but I didn't have enough orange dye in order to make an orange bed, and I couldn't remember how to make an orange bed without crafting it myself. I broke down the wool into cobbled deep slate, which turns into gray carpet, and then gray carpet turns into ancient loot. So, not exactly the best, but we can probably get a few things out of it. Rails is next on the agenda. This is mostly good for tools, specifically shovels it looks like. I finally managed to build up my enchanting area so that I could get level 3 enchants on a maxed out table. Perfect. Level 30. After separating the best stuff from my loot, the pants that I found were actually pretty good. Nothing needed to be added onto them. The boots, the chest plate had nothing on them, unfortunately, and the helmet only had aqua affinity, so it's time to take our chances on the enchanting table. Chestplate ended up with Unbreaking 3 and Protection 3, Thorns 2. Not the best, but it's definitely better than nothing. Using some of the books that I got, I added Flame and Infinity to my bow. It's not amazing, but it's a lot better than it was. Let's see what we can get on this helmet. Oh, that's a keeper. That's an absolute keeper. And call it good minus mending, which we don't have yet. Oh, that's perfect. I really couldn't ask for anything better unless it was efficiency 5. I combined 2 decent swords in order to make one pretty good one, and then after that it was time to put netherite on all of my armor and all of my tools. And then because I love redstone so much, I decided to use it as my trim. There we go. We're looking pretty good now. And believe it or not, I'm actually basically out of redstone. So it's off to the sheep wool bone meal farm so that I could get a whole bunch more rose bushes. I'm gonna be so sad whenever I finally go back to normal Minecraft and I can't make what I call redstone bushes anymore. I went out to collect some cobblestone, but I forgot that I need silk touch, which was still confusing me as why I would need silk touch to get cobblestone, and I realized it's because I'm actually collecting infested cobblestone from the basalt. So it was off to the wool farm again in order to this time get some lime green carpet, make it rain, collect a silk touch book from my horribly inefficient villager breeder, and finally, I once again have a silk touch pickaxe. And I'm not sure why I didn't put netherite on my pickaxe. I don't know. After a little bit of time at the farm, I had a couple stacks of cobblestone, but an efficiency pickaxe would make this a lot faster. The reason I needed cobblestone is because I want to go and encase the sheep farm in glass so that I'm not losing as much wool. And I decided to find out what glass turns into. Oh, ice. Oh my goodness. Oh, and golden carrots too. The reason ice is such a big deal is it means that I can move the cobblestone farm over to my island finally. But it's time to get back on track. I need to replace all of these fence posts with glass. That way the sheep, when they shear their wool, the wool will only fall in the spot that I want it to be collected. And the way I'm gonna do that is using pistons. I'm just gonna push a piece of glass in at a time and a piece of the fence out. It's gonna mean breaking and placing a lot of pistons, but I shouldn't lose very many sheep in the process. Or so I thought. Oh boy, we have an escapee. I don't even know how he did it. I don't even know how he did it. He just glitched right through the glass. Several frustrating minutes later, and a very full inventory from breaking all the blocks, it's finally finished. It doesn't look amazing, but it's gonna have to do. At this point, curiosity had overtaken me and I needed to know where slime came from because I haven't found it yet. So I searched the data pack and found a file that told me where everything came from. Slime block drops from oxidized copper bulb, something that I don't have in 1.20.3 version. This means that when I created the randomized data pack, I must have accidentally included experimental features, which means there are things I will never be able to find in this world. Unless, of course, I edit the data pack. Because kelp is so abundantly available and only ever drops snowballs and clocks, I decided to go into the data pack, edit for what kelp drops, and changed it to slime balls. Now, whenever I break kelp, I'll just have a bunch of slime. And now I can craft up everything I need for the next project. Oh no, I need repeaters. Where's my repeaters? Remember that repeaters come from cracked blackstone bricks, which is in the nether. Do I not have repeat? Did I lose them all in the nether? I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the nether. So I guess we'll have to do it the old school way. Smelt down some cobblestone into regular stone, and then craft up my repeaters that way. This villager breeder has obviously not been working, so I'm gonna move these guys out, and instead I'm gonna build the farm inside of here. And what it's gonna be is a white concrete powder farm. Basically, on a clock, a piston is gonna move a block back and forth that's gonna get set on fire by flint and steel. And then when the block moves, the fire goes out and drops the white concrete powder. There's a few more things I can probably do to help the collection system, but overall, it gets most of the drops. It works. It's not perfect, but it works. Oh no, it's already out. Excuse me, sir? How? How in the world did you get out? Where's your buddy? How did you get out? I can't get out. I don't even know how they got out. Get back in again. I'm gonna need some dirt in order to plant crops to make this villager breeder work, but I don't have any at all. So I'm gonna convert this lime green concrete into coarse dirt, which eventually turns into 2 new dirt. So for every 1 coarse dirt, I have 2 regular dirt. And if I wanted to, I could take that regular dirt, turn it back into coarse dirt by combining it with gravel, but I figured I have enough in order to get this project done. I'm gonna pillar up really high to build the breeder because I want to hide it inside of a giant mushroom. I need carrots, but apparently I don't have any. Fortunately though, I do know where to find some pretty quick. Now we're thinking with portals. After a little hoedown, I planted down the carrots that I had and found myself a little bit short. So I went back, got a couple more, dropped them down, surrounded the farmland with fences to keep the villagers contained, put down a couple of beds, and I think we might be ready to put them in. I was trying really hard to be efficient with this random loot mod, so I crafted up a bunch of oak fences to turn into rails. But I realized this was really not the most efficient use of wood, since just a little bit of iron and a couple sticks gave me way more stacks than what the fences ever could. But with both villagers in the farm, I realized I was gonna have to send one of them out of it because I'm gonna need a farmer in order to farm the crops in order to make the breeding magic to happen. You are so touched. You may go to... No, you stupid idiot. None of those are your bed. Well, it looks like we know which villager is going to get to stay inside the farm. You may claim one of these beds. Nothing is over there for you. He'll figure it out eventually. And now an overnight trip to another island in order to find a villager to become a farmer and finally finish my breeder. That's definitely not a village. And this is the ice spikes, which means it's the wrong direction. But a couple minutes in the correct direction brought me upon a village where I found a villager shaking his head in excitement at the premise of coming home with me to the Mushroom Island. He was so very excited, can't you tell? This is your new home. Doesn't look like much right now, but you know, we're getting there. And no villager task is completed without a villager acting like a total and complete idiot. Job block, the job block. Right here. Yep, yeah, yes, and no! Oh, yeah, okay, no, stop. But he was finally on his way, and I needed to replace the beds that I had broken, so I went and gathered them from my local cactus. And then I realized that this guy was still chilling here, so I flushed him down to the bottom, turned around, and... oh no. That was the guy that was supposed to stay up here. No, the other one I think fell down too. I gotta get another villager again. But fortunately he survived the fall, so I got him back up to the top, blocked off the path to the extra bed so that he would sleep in the right one, and... that is your bed. Oh, success. Victory is mine. Now I need 3 more beds, and this world is starting to wear on me. So I invited a friend to come and join me. His name is Naji, or rather Element Black. Yo. What's up?
Oh,
are you at spawn? Ah, Diglin. Okay.
I'm at your spawn and there's nothing here.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of built far away from spawn.
Dude, I just broke a sand block and it turned into oak stairs.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this?
Nothing in this world is what it seems. Oh, I see you. Here, here's some food for you.
Ah, yes.
Go ahead and...
I love it. Thank you.
No comment about it being gold apples. Okay, I'm just trying to flex there, but that's fine. That's fine. I brought Naji back to the island, which as you can see has made a little bit of progress, but still has a long ways to go. And that's what I'm hoping he's going to be able to help me with. I showed him where all of our storage was, and I taught him how to use all of the farms. This guy, let me tell you guys, this guy and his coal, his love for coal.
What? Yes, coal. That's all I'm interested in. I love the coal drops. Let's go.
All right, there you go. There's some golden apples for you to eat. First, we have the redstone bushes.
Dude, what is this? Redstone? Out of flowers?
And of course, he needs to know how the wood farm works in order to get oak logs.
What? Dude, this is crazy. What? How does this work?
Oh, they're all stripped. But we have several different colors going on right now.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. So now my next question is villager trading.
Yeah, that's one of the things I brought you on here to help me with.
Oh, wow. Are you serious? Look at all the stuff that drops out of that.
Of course, we had to get Naji geared up and ready to go so that he could help me build everything. So we broke a couple of orange beds, some white wool, some rails, and we got him geared up.
Fire protection. I'll take it. That's iron.
Yeah, there it is. There
What
it
iron
is.
blocks turn into beds?
And then a big realization came. What we need to focus on right now is villagers. We need these guys breeding. So I've got everything established here. They can start farming. Wait. Hold on. I don't know if this is gonna work. Sir, stay inside, please.
What are we missing?
No. Can you? Oh, he's picking them up? Wait, what?
Wait, what's going on? What is that?
Because the way this whole thing works is that he replants the food, and then his excess he throws at his friend, and then they have babies. But if he can't replant the food, this whole farm is pointless.
Wait, how are we gonna sustain carrots?
Well, okay, we're just gonna have to use wheat. We get plenty of wheat from the berry bushes, so we're just gonna have to throw wheat at these guys all the time. Actually, I found out that's why my breeder wasn't working before. Have babies, please. Why'd you throw it over the edge, you stupid idiot? Villagers cannot breed off of wheat because they turn it into bread, and it's just not a shareable food source for them. So I made a shopping list for Naji to go out and gather materials in order to rebuild the villager farm one more time. While he was working on that, I was working on gathering resources to build a farm that is going to light and break the nether portal every morning in order to provide carrots to our new breeder. Oh, quiet.
Over there, how to summon a warden. I landed in the water. This is bad.
Oh, I don't have to go to the nether. 12 warped fungus. I'm so happy.
Oh, lucky you.
Ah, I got flint right away. Wait, I have... Oh my gosh, I have all this flint in the chest. Where did that come from? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. The way this farm works is that every morning a daylight sensor is going to trigger a dispenser to ignite the portal, and then a chain of observers wrapping around to the other side will double take a different dispenser with a water bucket that is going to break the portal immediately and allow the hopper minecarts below it to collect up all the carrots. But there's something wrong with my redstone. The portal lit up, but the water didn't dispense in order to break it, so something's wrong. Oh, right here, this guy. Yep, that was the problem. Now that the observer is facing the correct direction, the portal will ignite and then immediately let out water and bring the water back in so that the carrots can be collected up. Now we just gotta build an elevator in order to feed it up to the top and hand it off to the villagers. All right, so chest is full of so much crap. Okay, let's test this out. And it looks like all the carrots got picked up. Oh, perfect, 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 perfect. Okay.
There you go.
I asked Naji to deliver some ice to me so that I could finish up my water elevator, but I'm still gonna need an element that I'm not sure that we have any of, and I'm not sure where to find it either. I really hope we have kelp. Just one, I just need one. We have one single kelp. Oh, gosh.
Oh, is that gonna save your life?
It is, it absolutely is.
Alright, so it's about to be dinner time for me, so I'm gonna have to get off.
So while Naji was off getting his own food, I finished building the food delivery system for the villagers, and then I connected it up to the daylight sensor and set it so that it's only going to trigger once every day at sunrise. This way the villagers don't get too many carrots. Oh, it did send them up, Now that everything is in place, I tossed a couple carrots at him just to get them started. My guy, why are you throwing them way out there, you stupid jerk? And, well, it looks like I might have to build up a wall in order to keep them from throwing their carrots over the edge. But if I build up a little containment center for the baby villagers to fall down into, this farm is essentially complete. The next thing we need to do is to decorate it and make it look nice. I spent the night tearing down all of the scaffolding that we had built up along with all the rails, and I got this guy. Efficiency 5. Oh, let's go. Oh, okay, I heard it. Then I stood and waited for the sunrise to find out if it was going to actually work the way that I wanted to. And great success. We've got carrot delivery every morning. I combined a mending and the efficiency 5 pickaxe, turned it into netherite, and then combined it with my silk touch pickaxe. Well, at least that was the plan, but it cost too much, so instead I just got another silk touch book and added it to the pick. And then I began working on the stem of the giant mushroom that was going to encase the villager breeder. I'm going to build it out of white concrete powder because it's one of the only blocks that I have. As for the white concrete powder farm, it's working really well, but it runs out of flint and steel really fast. So I worked on through the night, adding some details to the base of the mushroom stem before the sun rose on day 75. I can't believe I've spent this much time in this world. As I was watching the sunrise, I remembered that I had planted down these vines and the bamboo. Unfortunately, the vines only gave me a little bit of soul sand this time, but in the future, they'll probably give me some other valuable items. But the bamboo gave me regular terracotta, which is actually going to be extremely valuable to me as time goes on. So I planted down a couple more bamboo stalks, that way I would be able to get more in the future. But because we're constantly running out of resources, I'd like to rebuild the basalt farm, aka the cobblestone farm, a little bit closer to our island. So I gathered up a couple of resources, and I think that it's gonna look most appropriate if we tuck it away into a cave right below our main base. While I worked on building up the basalt farm, Naji was working on various projects, and as you can see here, he's the kind of person who likes to monologue everything he does, which is actually one of the reasons I love playing with him.
I don't know if my berries will not grow on this kind of terrain. I wish I'd have known that.
On what?
On like anything like the reef or the deep slate.
Oh yeah, it's gotta grow on something that's dirt. So while Naji was learning how to replant berry bushes on dirt, I was having to tear down my progress because you can't build a farm that has lava out of wood. Like I said, that bamboo farm turning into terracotta was going to become very useful over time. Normally a farm like this would have been built out of either cobblestone or deep slate, but I just don't have that kind of access to materials in this world. I realized that I had never built an entrance for the villager breeder, so I turned a little bit of the concrete powder into concrete, and there we go. Now we got a door. Still no babies though.
Ancient debris from mushrooms?
Yeah, I showed you that already.
Oh, I just want regular mushrooms.
And while I was journeying deep into the belly of the earth in order to get some lava, Naji is dealing with the struggle of wishing he could get actual mushrooms rather than ancient debris from mushrooms. But the basalt farm is finally complete, and we can now get cobblestone a lot easier. I took a moment to see how Naji had decorated the berry fields, but he's a little bit unhappy because he had intended to make the roof out of mushroom blocks, not knowing we didn't have any. And now that I have a basalt farm to make stone, I'm gonna build a stone farm in order to make mangrove. I continued building the farm using terracotta since it's so easy to collect, and Naji was off doing, well, Naji things.
Well, if you must know, I'm now the proud owner of some food to cook.
Nice, I guess. I mean, we're eating golden apples, but all right.
I'm using it for the XP. It's gonna work out just fine.
So while Naji was doing whatever he was doing, I added the water into the leaves, and it looks like we might need a new location to get all of our lava from. Day 78 kicked off with a little bit of desperation towards the villagers. Please, just have a baby, please. I'm begging you. And then it was back to the stone farm in order to put in the lava and then finally build the redstone. And it's now time to do our first test. I need to make sure that the TNT duplicator is working properly. Okay, this is gonna trigger it. Oh, please don't. It's bad. Okay, good. Whew. And fortunately, nothing blew up. Well, I mean, nothing blew up that wasn't supposed to blow up. So now all I have to do is put in the timing sequence, an on-off switch, and it's ready to go. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. No, too fast. Oh, I forgot to set the time on the repeaters. Okay. That's okay. We're okay. It's gonna be okay. That's not too bad. I needed to dig a hole here anyways. I have now made a giant mess. I forgot to set the timers on the repeaters, so we were just pumping out TNT left and right. And it looks like the terracotta might not have a high enough blast resistance to be able to withstand this farm. But we can address building materials later. For now, I need to change 4 of the repeaters out to 4 ticks, leaving the others at the normal 1. And hopefully, this time, we're actually ready to go. Not perfect. Does terracotta just explode too easy or what? I grab a little bit of obsidian, put it in a couple of choice spots to keep the lava in place, and it should be ready to go. And it looks like it is. It's working the way that it should. Except, I'm not seeing any mangrove wood falling from it. Wait a minute. No. Oh no! We're getting doors. We're getting doors. Oh, this is not what was supposed to happen. Oh no. I built it the wrong way. It wasn't supposed to make cobblestone, it was supposed to make normal stone. I did all of this for nothing. Well, maybe not entirely nothing, since eventually we do get gold out of those doors. So we're gonna call this the accidental gold farm, and because I'm not exactly motivated to build up the collection system, I decided to go ahead and just break down all the doors and turn it into gold. That way Naji will have something to smelt rather than cooking food for experience. It's now day 80 and I'm ready to build the correct farm. I have most of the supplies, but I need quite a few pistons. So I'm gonna dye some terracotta purple because that's what breaks down into pistons. Problem is, I have no flowers. So turn on the farm and I have no bone meal. So it's off to the sheep farm to get some bone blocks, to turn it into bone meal, to get some flowers, to get some red dye, to make some purple dye in order to make purple terracotta, and finally, break it down into pistons. And I have to go back down into the mines for a bit of lava, but I'm tired of climbing up and down the very long staircase, so I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom with powered rails to make the trip a little bit easier. And it looks like my lava pool has finally dried out. I'm gonna have to go mining for new lava. Never thought I'd have to say that before. And while riding my new minecart system up to the top, I couldn't help but think of this song. And I'm terribly sorry if it gets stuck in your head now. But I now have everything I need in order to build the proper mangrove wood farm. The difference between this one and the other one is that the lava will be above the water, which will cause it to create smooth stone, or regular stone anyways, which will then explode into mangrove logs. And I gotta say, I wish that building these farms was as quick as the edit makes it look, because this actually took a really long time. But before long, it was time to test out the first portion of it and make sure that the stone generator was actually working, which it seems to be. So now we're gonna build up the same TNT duplicator that we did on the other farm. And don't worry, I made sure all of the repeaters were set this time. I stopped off to check on our villager breeder, which is...
Nope.
Day 82, still not a villager breeder. After putting the TNT and the water in place and testing out the circuit, we run into immediate disaster. For some reason, the lava overflowed and I forgot to put in the obsidian blocks to catch the TNT. A few minor repairs and we're ready to test it out again. But for some reason, the TNT is coming down too fast. You should never have two TNT on top of each other. It could create a real problem. So I climbed up to the top and verified that my redstone circuit is completely identical to the way that I built it in my testing world. And it genuinely is. Unfortunately, while I was trying to figure out what was going on, we lost a little bit of one of the circuits. So I added 2 more repeaters to give it a lot more time in between the TNT coming down, fixed the TNT duplicator that exploded, and it's time for another test. Oh, why did it do 2? No! What the heck happened? Oh, it's a disaster. Oh no. Oh, what happened? What the heck? I'm done. I'm done. I need a break. I need a break from the farm. I decided to step away from building the farm in order to go and collect up 2 things. New villagers and chickens. I'm tired of using my precious sand in order to make more and more TNT. And this is the wrong direction. Come here, little guy. You got any friends? See a friend. Although the chickens didn't seem to enjoy water skiing as much as the sheep did, it was still a welcomed break from all of my failures trying to build a mangrove farm. For now, the chickens are just gonna stay next to the berry fields until I can build up a farm to be able to catch and lay their eggs. Then it's off to the Savannah village to find some lonely villagers to join my new dating service. I call it Love at First Trade. You get romance with a discount. Who's shooting you? You don't get in the boat, he gets in the boat. Sir, where did he go? And of course, this adventure was not without its struggles. Sir, please. Oh my goodness, what? You're not supposed to pick that up. That's not for you. There we go. I will take you to safety, I promise. Bro, how much do you weigh? I feel like we're barely moving right now. What are you wearing? Are you wearing kelp? Is your headband made out of kelp? Back home, I secured the villagers so that no drowned or zombies that may have arbitrarily spawned could get to him, and then it's back out to the savannah for one more villager, which I was able to get pretty easily this time. It's now the morning of 84, returning back to the island, and I got back into the villager breeder just in time to see such an unfortunate incident happen to our original 2 villagers. You can see here that I do everything within my power to try and save them, but alas, they succumbed to their injuries. RIP to those guys. The villagers should auto-track to the beds at night, so I'm just gonna leave them sitting for the time being. Now what I need is to borrow a little bit of TNT, at the cost of one of the chickens. And having run out of reasons to procrastinate, I guess it's time to finally fix the mangrove wood farm. I really want to get it done before Naji gets online, so that I can surprise him with a bunch of building resources. No, leave me alone. No! Okay, go to your beds. Go to them. But since the banshees won't leave me alone, I decided to go ahead and free the villagers to go to their beds, which... Get up there. No. But eventually we got there. Okay, one's in bed. Come on. My guy, look. There you go. Oh, we did it. The next morning, I stopped to make sure that the villagers were picking up the carrots that were being delivered to them, and it looks like they are. All right, have lots of babies, please. So now it's time to get back to the mangrove farm, and wow, do I have a giant pit going. I'm so nervous it's just gonna blow up again. And I don't know why it blew up in the first place. Here we go. Wait. Okay, this is good. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, finally. And after a quick recycling of the pistons, the farm is finally working. The stone is being produced, and the TNT is blowing it up, creating stripped mangrove logs. Problem now is that they're falling into a giant cavern. Then, as I was gathering up resources in order to finish the collection system, I heard something. I heard something. I heard something. Oh, please. Please. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, we got a baby villager. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kisses on the head. Elated by finally having a baby villager, I returned to the mangrove farm, installed a collection system, and it's time to make sure that everything works. Should be able to just let it run and collect a whole bunch of wood for me. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's now day 86 of this adventure, and I decided it's finally time to clean up my nether portal mess. These are the return portals that keep on bringing me back to the island from the nether, and I broke many of them in order to get more carrots. Naji finally had a chance to get back on, so I showed him both the accidental gold farm and, more importantly, the stripped mangrove wood farm. Oh, come over to the breeder, Naji. I got a big surprise for you. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, we got a little one.
We got villagers.
Nice.
We're finally breeding villagers. Okay, but so now we got two guys that we can make little homes for, little mushroom huts for, so that we can trade with them.
Whoa, where is their neighborhood gonna be?
I mean, I think we just scatter them around, you know, wherever, like a hut here, a hut there. Like one could be literally right here, So Naji ran off to start building small villager huts while I restocked the white concrete powder farm and gathered up a whole bunch of obsidian so that I could head into the nether and finally fix the coordinates for the portal to bring us back through the one that's closer to our tower. All right, here's the test. Oh, it works, cool. No more portal glitches. We now have 2 adult villagers waiting for a home, and I decided to manually trigger the carrot farm just to keep the breeders fully stocked. But now that the white concrete farm is working great, and we have the mangrove farm as well, I can finish building the giant mushroom up around the villager breeder itself. And I would love it if you would let me know down in the comments whether you would prefer big builds like this to be done in a time lapse or just little bits like I did today. Although I like the general shape that the base is taking on, it feels like it's a little bit too short and too narrow up at the top, so we're gonna have to make it taller. And Naji informed me at this point that our white concrete powder farm was no longer producing white concrete powder, probably because the dispenser had run out of flint and steel. Is there no fire?
I don't see a fire anyway.
Oh, okay, the flint,
I don't see a fire
check
anyway.
the dispenser. If the dispenser is empty, then the flint and steel already ran out.
Yeah, dispenser is empty.
Okay. Yeah, it ran out then. But fortunately, there's plenty of concrete powder in there to get me through the rest of this mushroom. And Naji set out to get more flint so that we can restock it just in case. And I think the base of the mushroom might be tall enough, but I'm really worried that I'm gonna put the cap over it and it's gonna look too small. Update on the villagers, we're now up to 4 of them, and for some reason the shulker box full of raw gold is stuck in the open position. Now my intention was to build the cap of the mushroom out of purple concrete powder, purple concrete, and then for the spots, it would be white concrete and quartz. But this is going to prove to be much more difficult than I had ever imagined. How's the arch looking from down there?
It's actually looking quite nice. If you were worried about size, I think you nailed it.
And I'd have to agree with Naji, it's actually looking really good. Better than I expected for a first try on the arch. I'm using the mangrove planks just to get a skeleton in place, and then the goal is to fill it in with the purple concrete powder later. But this is the hard part. I have to both wrap around the sides, completing the circle, simultaneously adjusting for the difference in height. And of course, yeah, there's falling off, which, spoiler alert, happens a lot. The first attempt at the mushroom is a little elongated. It's not quite as round as I think a mushroom should be, so we're gonna have to bring it out some. It's a little dark and hard to see, but I think it looks pretty good and will look even better once we have the other side around it too.
The banshees, right down here.
And then come the banshees. And if you're wondering why I call them banshees, it's because I can never remember the word phantoms. And they're shaped like the banshee vehicle from the video game Halo, so that's always what I've called them. It's now day 89, and while I finish the other half of the mushroom skeleton, Naji is doing Naji things.
Gives me web, and web gives me purple slabs, which gives me purple banner and yellow wool. The suspicious 2 made me sick.
And this might look like a convoluted mess to you guys, but to me, it's looking very promising. I'm very excited about the shape that this mushroom is starting to take. But now comes the hard part. Because I have purple concrete powder, and I can't turn it into concrete and then place it, I'm going to have to place it as a falling block, which means that I need something like string to hold it up until I can convert it into normal purple concrete.
They're coming after
I
you.
just slept. And they're after me. What in the world is going on? You saw I slept, right?
Yeah.
What I've been doing is waiting till the sun is about to rise, and then I sleep for the last few seconds of the day. But in this case, it doesn't seem to have counted because the banshees are after me again. So I went and laid down for just a couple of seconds, got back out of the bed because I want to maximize the time that I have for building. And then after killing the banshees that were currently in the air, it seemed like no new ones were spawning. By the morning of day 90, all the concrete powder is in place. I just need to convert it over to normal purple concrete. So that means going around with a bucket and clicking on pretty much every single one of them. And while I continued working on the giant mushroom through the night, Naji tried convincing me about how drowned turn back into zombies when they dry out.
Because it's a science. It's a science. If you let... Wait. If you put a regular zombie in water, it becomes a drown, right?
Correct.
if you put a drowned on regular land, it goes back to a regular zombie.
No.
And if you put a regular zombie in the desert, it becomes a husk zombie.
Definitely not.
It's a science. It's been proven. What do you mean?
Having realized how difficult, or more so impossible, it was going to be to use string through the entire mushroom cap to lay down purple concrete powder, I decided to go ahead and just start using mangrove planks, and then we'll use the purple concrete as the spots instead of white. And then we get into trying to teach Naji how redstone works.
There's an observer on top of this thing looking up.
Something that I've tried to do many times. Right now he's puzzled about how the mangrove farm works. The one that's above the slime block?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that when the piston moves an observer, it triggers the observer. Then the observer, it doesn't really matter which way it's looking as much as it pulses the line, or it pulses the slime that passes on redstone power, and that starts the circuit going. So it's a way of giving a singular pulse to a circuit.
Interesting.
And if you're wondering about how I understand redstone the way that I do, it's because I'm an electronic technician. I used to fix the electronic instruments on aircraft, and redstone is just electricity in Minecraft. Oh, yes. But the side of the mushroom is looking really good. I'm actually really excited about how it's coming along. Although I'm feeling really good about my giant mushroom, Naji is having doubts about the shape that his smaller mushrooms are taking on.
Story kind of deal. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
Just do a rounded top on it now.
Yeah, I'm planning out, just getting the base of it. I'm just going to round it off. I mean, it's my first go at a mushroom. I don't know how I feel about it.
Dude, no, this is good.
Like,
No, this is really good. I like it.
really?
Like, at most, it's just like, boop.
Right. That's what I was thinking, like a base. Yeah.
And then even up at the top,
Yeah.
right? Like so. But no, dude, that looks really good. It looks really good.
Okay,
I like
like
it.
the upside down stairs idea. I like the stairs idea. Okay, that's dope.
Do me a favor and let Naji know in the comments how great his mushroom hut looks. On day 92, the final blocks were being closed in on the mushroom cap, and then it's just gonna come down to detailing it, adding in the spots and adding in some kind of light. Kinda hard to get a feel for how it looks right now because of how dark it is. But it does look very promising from the side, and I think that it's gonna work out really well. And because the banshees were making it impossible to be on top of the mushroom again, I decided to spend the night inside the tower breaking down pink wool into bamboo. And for some reason I keep forgetting that you're supposed to use shears on wool and not a hoe. And the reason for the bamboo was to craft it into blocks in order to get ender pearls. I'm gonna need them in order to get on the mushroom from this point forward because there's no ladder that can get me up to the top anymore. And so at this point, I'm just going around and breaking some of the mangrove and replacing it with purple concrete powder. And I'm also gonna add in some magenta concrete as well to give it a little bit of a stronger highlight from a distance. And I'd like to say that it's giant natural builds like this that really give me a lot of joy in Minecraft. I just love making big natural things like trees and mushrooms and mountains and ravines. I'm not that into building big houses or mansions or office buildings or castles. It's just not really my thing. I love building nature in Minecraft. I enjoy it so much, and I hope that you really like the way that this build is going, and I really want to thank you for watching this video as far as you have and for all of your support on the first one. It really means a lot to me in a point in my life where things are extremely difficult and frustrating. In total, this giant mushroom took me about 8 Minecraft days to build, and each Minecraft day is 20 minutes long. Granted, the random loot does make it harder for me because it's a lot more difficult to gather up my supplies. And speaking of supplies, the glowstone that I added to the base of the mushroom is helping to light it up really well, but the top mushroom cap still needs some kind of lighting itself. So, I have an idea. If I break down composters into skeleton skulls into spruce saplings into piglin skulls turn into oxidized copper blocks, which then finally turn into purple frog lights. Perfect for the cap of the mushroom. Wait until sundown, and the mushroom looks absolutely incredible. I'm so pleased with how it looks. And if we take a look out from a distance, our island is starting to come together. But there's still a few things that I'd like to do to make it look a little bit nicer from close up. If you ever feel like your base is lacking in any way, it's probably going to be helpful to do some terraforming. The difference that terraforming can make on an area is massive. So what I want to do is go around and add a bunch of paths between all of the buildings and the farms, as well as stairs and maybe even some bridges. In order to do this, I'm gonna need some extra dirt in order to level out a lot of the cliff sides and fill in a lot of the holes that I've made in the island along the way. So you can see here, I try to use my coarse dirt hack where I turn coarse dirt into dirt, dirt into coarse dirt, and then coarse dirt back into dirt, but as you can see here, I accidentally turn it into pathing blocks before breaking it, which gives me andesite stairs, which reset me back to having only 2 pieces of dirt to start back all over again. But this time I was a little more careful in breaking it down. But 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, and eventually before you know it, I have more than a stack of dirt and I'm ready to go. First, I took the pathing from the tower all the way to the berry fields, connecting up not only the berry fields themselves, but also the bamboo fields, the oak farm, as well as the twisting vines. I replaced all the random blocks that had been used to patch up holes over time, and I decided that the nether portal needed a little bit of a more unique design around it. Maybe if it looked like the nether was spreading from it. It's definitely not the best portal design I've ever had, but I don't really have time to build up something fancy. I took the pathing from the tower over towards the edge pointed at the sheep farm where I had intended originally to build a bridge across to. But I'm not so sure how that's gonna look now with the giant mushroom the way it is. So instead, I'm gonna come around and build a staircase that leads down to the villager breeder. And you can see here that I'm building the stairs out of jungle wood, and that's because 1, I have plenty of it from chopping down the giant mushrooms, but 2, I think that it would look a little bit strange and too blended if the staircases were the same type of wood that the base of some of the mushrooms are, like the sheep farm. Then at the very bottom level where the villager breeder is, I thought it would look really cool if we had kind of an arching bridge going. But there's several issues. Number 1, the mushrooms are at the same level as the bridge, and number 2, we're gonna end up being right against the villager breeder itself. So I had to tear it down and just build a normal staircase. And a little thing that I like to do is make wood that's inside of the water be a darker color so that it looks like it's actually wet. In this case, I'm using spruce fences. And then right in front of the villager breeder, I felt like we could use some kind of a dock. Unfortunately, I didn't make this up super fancy, I just built out something really quick to give us a place to put our boats. Then it's time to connect up the staircase to the sheep farm, which I don't want to build out of wood because it's going to blend in and mess up the mushroom design. So it's gonna be built out of cobblestone, which means I actually need some cobblestone to build it out of. And because my pickaxe is at really low health, I decided to go check the furnaces because Naji thought he had been smelting up some gold. And there was a little bit in there, but not really enough to help me get my pickaxe up to any kind of good health. So I took the backup Silk Touch pickaxe and used that in order to farm some cobblestone. It's day 98 and I can feel the pressure of trying to get all of these small terraforming projects done before day 100. Because I haven't mentioned him in a while, Naji is still working on villager huts. He's currently working on finding dark oak in order to make lecterns so that he can lure the villagers into the huts that he's built. Here we go. And speaking of job blocks, I happened to come across polished diorite, which turns into stone cutters, so I handed them off to Naji.
Oh, what did you just get? What did you do? Oh gosh, what am I going to do with those?
And I gotta say, it's really nice having all of these paths around it. It doesn't change the distance or anything, but it just feels like it's easier to get around. But no pathing is complete without a little bit of lighting, and originally I had wanted to do some kind of a street lamp, but we have so many candles that I thought it might look nice to have a bunch of low-level lighting from the candles. For some reason you can't see the flames, but it does still light up the area. If you know why that is, maybe you could let me know down in the comments. And then I discovered that unfortunately the giant mushroom cap was blocking the daylight enough to the point that the daylight sensor was no longer working the way I designed it to. Which is not a really big deal since we have such a party going on inside of the breeder right now. We have plenty of villagers to give us time to fix it. I continued placing candles through the night, leading all the way up to the sheep farm, and then the next morning is day 99. the last day that I can make progress on the world before we call it a 100-day journey. So I decided to find the ender pearl up to the tower and get rid of the extra oak planks that had somehow accumulated there. Oh, dark oak planks turns into redstone torches. I stopped off to mend my pickaxe a little bit more via the furnace. And then Naji had run into a problem.
I think the blue wool farm is broken. We don't have any.
It might be out of shears, maybe? I'll bring a bunch of iron and restock. So I went and topped off all of the dispensers with shears and then headed over to check out Naji's little village he had made for all of our villagers.
Yeah, follow the rails. You see me over here.
Oh, dude, you built these guys way back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Nice little community here.
Yeah.
I was also bringing lime carpet to turn into emeralds for Naji. My intention was to bucket clutch the drop down and break them all, but I was a little worried that I might not make it. So I put down water really fast, and yeah, this turned into a disaster. It took a long time for this water to fall all the way to the ground, but the emeralds slowly came down with it.
Oh, it's raining emeralds. That's awesome. Look at it.
Naji then used the emeralds to lock in the first trade of our new village, giving us Unbreaking 3. And I tried to build up some quick makeshift lampposts to put around the village, but I forgot that bamboo doesn't always grow in the center of the block. So it ended up looking kind of funny. I was swapping out the bamboo for mangrove fence posts. The sun rose on day 100. The challenge was finally completed. And the reason that I wanted to do the challenge in this manner in the first place is because I had noticed so many other creators would do random loot, but they would always just rush to the end, kill the dragon, and that was the end of the video. There really wasn't a whole lot of actual challenge to sustain a real Minecraft world. This challenge was way more difficult and time consuming than I ever realized that it would be. It was so much fun and so difficult at the same time. I'm really pleased with how much I built up the island, but to be completely honest, I'd love to put a whole lot more into it. I just don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to like it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.